Welcome to Wheel of Fortune! Alright, what is up my friends? Welcome to the Monday video here on CoolStuffInc.com. I got a wild one for you, alright? This deck was made by Dylan MTG. I saw it on Twitter a week or two ago, and I had to steal it and play it. Again, Dylan MTG's deck. I made one or two very, very slight changes. For the most part, this is their deck. And we have here a Waste Not, Liliana's Caress, Wheel of Fate deck. So that's a lot of words I just said that probably don't know what any of those cards do. So Wheel of Fate is one of the suspend spells, of course, one of the lesser known ones. Time Spiral gave us all of the suspend spells based on broken cards. The Living End, Ancestral Recall, etc., etc. This one's based on Wheel of Fortune, which of course is each player discards their hand and draws 7 cards. Suspend is 4. Now, normally these cards are played in Cascade decks, the ability to kind of cheat into them, meaning you can't play any card that costs less than 2 or 3. I'm sorry, because the Cascade would cascade into that, obviously. But this deck, in a brilliant bit of deck building, is playing Bloodbraid Marauder, the only ever Cascade card that costs 2. However, it only has Cascade if you have Delirium. More on that later. But so in this deck, Bloodbraid Marauder will always cascade into a Wheel of Fate or a Burning Inquiry, which is a wild card that has each player discard 3 cards at random and then draw 3 cards and discard 3 cards at random. So what's with all this random drawing and discard? Why do we want to do this? We have 2 enchantments in our deck. We have Waste Not. Whenever an opponent discards a card, you get an effect. If they discard a creature, you get a zombie. If they discard a land, you get 2 mana. And if they discard a non-creature, non-land, you draw a card. And then you have Liliana's Caress, which is very, very simple, just McGrim. Whenever your opponent discards a card, they lose 2 life. So, amusingly enough, both these cards are also very good against Ledger Shredder and a nice twist of fate. So, the goal is to get these enchantments in play and then start spinning the wheel and drawing and discarding cards like crazy, getting effects from your opponent, and then killing your opponent. And to make Bloodbraid Marauder work, though, we got to get Delirium. Well, thankfully, this works out really well because we're playing a bunch of sorceries, Wheel of Fate and Burning Inquiry. We're playing a bunch of enchantments in Waste Not and Liliana's Caress. We have creatures, of course, in Grief, Hollow One, etc. Artifacts in Architects of Will and Hollow One. Lands, of course, and Instants, Dismember, Dead and Gone. So a lot of spells to get Delirium, which is pretty cool. And of course, also these random draws and discards will help with that as well. And on the creature side of things, we have 4 Hollowed Ones. Whenever you discard a card, this costs 2 less. So 1 Burning Inquiry on turn 1 means you can cast turn 1 Hollow One, which is pretty cool. Wraith is just a creature that goes to the graveyard and cycles to draw a card as well, which is good for Hollow One and Delirium. Architect of Will, same idea. It cycles for 1. This is basically just, 1 mana, draw a card, put a creature and an artifact in the graveyard for Delirium. It's also a black card for Grief, which can make your opponent discard cards. And it kind of makes sense to want to just empty your hand with this deck. You just Grief them and do your stuff, and then cast Wheel of Fate, get all your cards back, which is cool. A couple cheap kill spells here in Dismember and Dead Gone. They don't get hit by Bloodbraid Marauder. And that's the deck. Just a pretty crazy engine deck. 20 lands. I am, full disclosure, I have not played this deck yet, and I'm super excited to, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Sideboard's got Fury and Lay Onto the Void, both free spells against their good against their respective things, either creatures or graveyards. We've got Tourach, Dread Cantor, which against the white decks, and also super cool because whenever your opponent discards a card, Tourach gets bigger, so that text is very relevant in this deck. And then 3 Ancient Grudge for a little anti-graveyard stuff, a little extra anti-artifact stuff with a little extra value in the graveyard if you end up discarding it. So that's the deck. I have no idea what's going to happen here, folks. So hold on to your butts and let's give this thing a ride. But first, we work from our sponsor at CoolStuffInc.com.
CoolStuffInc is proud to sponsor Jim Davis. We offer great deals on card games, tabletop RPGs, board games, and more. Get a free token featuring Jim Davis and take 5% off your next order if you use the code JIM5 at checkout. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.
Ooh, this is a nice hand. We're going to keep this. This is an interesting one because we could try and cast Hollow One on turn 1. We kind of want to cast the Inquiry after playing Waste Not. So we might just play a tap land here and then play Waste Not into Inquiry. Yeah, I think we're gonna chill here. So play ball against a 6. We're just gonna go Catacombs into Waste Not, into ideally Caress plus Inquiry plus Hollow One. We go Inquiry on turn 1. We could maybe cast the Hollow One, but we also might just end up discarding it. It might discard a land by accident or a card we actually want, so we're just gonna chill. Play Catacombs, get Blood Crypt, untap Cliffs, Waste Not. Kalani Garden. Interesting. So this is the spin the wheel deck, the other spin the wheel deck, not our spin the wheel, their spin the wheel deck. This is the Glimpse of Tomorrow deck. Okay. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna find out. Waste not. So there you go. So their job is to cascade into a something tomorrow, which just takes all the permanents they have and shuffles it in for random permanents. And they just play a bunch of big idiots. Here's Misty Rainforest. Island. Are they going to ice me? No. They're going to Wave Sifter. So evoke this, make 2 treasures. Now they have 5 permanents in play. And we're going to untap. And we're going to see what happens here. Untap and draw a Caress. So we are just going to cast the Burning Inquiry and just spin the wheel and see what happens. So, all right, let's go. Spin the wheel. Each player draws 3 and discards 3 at random. So they discarded Outburst, Shardless, Wave Sifter. It's so funny how this card at its absolute best can just be triple Thoughtseize, Ancestral Recall, triple Entomb, you know? But so they discarded 2 of their Cascaders, probably good. We get to draw a card and make 2 zombies. And we drew a land. It's funny, we kind of wanted to land there, honestly, so we could play Caress for free. But we lost the Bloodbraid Marauder, which kind of stinks. But make some zombies. We draw a card. We draw another Inquiry. Oh my god. Do we just go again? I kind of think we do. Like, if they're going to Cascade next turn, things get bad for us. Could we like win the game this turn, possibly? We draw another Inquiry, maybe. Let's cast Hollow One. That's free right now. Let's just shock in Blood Crypt. Let's actually... I'll just go again. Yeah, I'll just do it. Inquiry. This time they hit Garden, Glimpse, Omnath. We hit some stuff. We lost our Caress. We had to draw a card, make black, and make a zombie. Make black, make a zombie. We're gonna have a land drop. We play another Hollow One here. Does think they may like have a Cascader, so I have to go off here, but the black isn't really helping us just yet. We draw a card, Blood Crypt, cycle Wraith, and draw. Ugh. That's not very good. There's a bunch of lands. All right, let's just cast Hollow One. I guess we could cycle Hollow One if we want to be super frisky, but we already cast 2 Inquiries. It's like our only really good draw here. Just cast the Hollow One. So we discarded 2 of their Cascaders. They have a land and another. They get to keep going and or get to do their thing, and we'll see what happens. But Hollow One on a stack, 3 lands in hand is not good. That's not good at all. All right. Yeah. Let's pass a turn. I mean, putting 4, 8, 12, put 14 power in play on turn 3 is pretty good. See what they think is good. All right, here we go. They have a land and a Cascade card to spin the wheel. Cavern Souls. Elemental. Oh god. All right. Well, they had land Cascade card. That's pretty good. And they're gonna hit their Glimpse of Tomorrow, which will shuffle all their permanents in. They hit an Omnath, Locus of Rage, a Fury, a Risen Reef, and a Shardless. Yeah, we're dead. All right, nice turn 3, I guess, opponent. Their turn 3 was better than our turn 3. This is old. This is middle school Omnath, I guess. Not the first Omnath, but I think it's a Reef 3 times, make 2 5/5s, Reef again, Garden, and Fury to kill my stuff. This game is actually over. All right. Yeah, that's a silly one. Their wheel spin a lot better than our wheel spin, I suppose. But ours is pretty good. It wasn't a bad turn. Obviously, we kind of like bricked at the end there, but they just keep reefing. I guess if I draw We could still like draw Wheel of Fortune here and just like cascade and like kind of combo kill them. So I guess we're not like completely out of the woods just yet. It's pretty bad. You know, we die like next turn, I guess. They maybe much 5/5s too. But landfall, make a 4/4. Whenever it or an elemental you control dies, deals 3 damage to any target. Okay. All right. I guess untap. Fury again. Okay. Then when this dies, I take 3. Yeah. Okay, sure. Goodbye, Hollow One. I take 3. Oh, it's any target? Jeez. Freaking Omnath Locus of Rage. I forgot this card even existed. I knew about Omnath 3 and Omnath 4, but Omnath 2 is like the forgotten hipster Omnath. Alright, so this is their turn 3. This is a totally reasonable thing to happen in a game of Magic. And we're going to untap and draw a Bloodbraid Marauder for a Wheel of Fate. That's our draw. They discard... Ah! They discarded an Omnath, so I have to make a zombie. That's great. Here we go. Marauder. Oh, holy shnikes. Alright, so we're going to... I guess we're going to wheel our hand here. So, ideally, so we have... So Marauder is going to cascade. We only have 2 cards in our deck we could possibly hit. We have Burning Inquiry, and we have Wheel of Fate. Now, wheel is the idea. So we have 2 inquiries and 4 wheels. So we're 2-to-1 to hit a wheel. Hitting inquiry is still good. But because they have 7 cards in their hand, if we wheel, Waste Not will just go off. And we could, like, in theory, maybe combo kill them if we draw some Liliana's Caresses. Let's see what happens here. Cast a Cascade card. Here we go. This is a big one. Give me a wheel. 2-to-1. Give me a wheel. Got the wheel. All right, so now he gets a wheel. So each player discards their hand, draws 7 cards. So they discarded lands and spells. And we draw Inquiry, Wheel, Corral. Oh my god. I think we actually just win the game right now. So we get stack all our abilities. We draw a card. Oh my god. What the hell was that? Draw a card. Make mana, and then creatures. So creature, 4 mana, 2 cards. I get to cast Caress and Waste Not, and then cast Inquiry. Oh my god. This might be the greatest game of Magic of all time. Just gonna toss that one out there casually. Black. Draw Hollow One, just in case we need Hollow One. We're gonna cast Caress, Waste Not. Actually, I don't even think the second Waste Not's worth it because we don't really need to draw any more cards. And I think the mana is just better. So I cast Inquiry, and I also want better odds to keep this Inquiry in my hand. So let's cast Burning Inquiry. Also, if we cast Waste Not, I might just deck actually. So Inquiry. Each player draws 3, discards 3. Looking to draw another Marauder. Hopefully. They're going to Endurance in response. That hurts my Marauder a lot. I guess we could just like reset our graveyard, but okay, so they get to Risen Reef also. I gotta believe this is their turn 3. They're like still doing stuff, you know? Yes, we did wheel them, but Risen Reef, Endurance. Targeting Endurance targets me. It's fine. Now I might just deck them. So, because now we have 7 more cards in our deck. We just keep wheeling. Elemental dies, 3 damage to a target. Get a target. Me, maybe? What a game. Alright. Target my Marauder, sure. Marauder's dead. Here's the inquiry I've been waiting for. Draw 3, discard 3 random. We discarded Grief, Wheel, Catacombs, drew Dismember, and we get mana, creature, and they lose 6 life. Okay. So still no Bloodbraid Marauder. And now we're running out of red mana too. Okay. They're at 13. Yeah. I don't know if we maybe I want to cast Waste Not now, actually. So cast Waste Not or Burning Inquiry again. The problem is now we have so much black mana, like I don't know if we can do anything with it though. We can kill this Omnath. Alright, so let's Burning Inquiry again. This time they discard a bunch of lands. We get a bunch of mana. We could hard cast Grief and Dismember. So you get a bunch of mana. They have 16 cards left. They're at 7 life. We have Wheel of Fate in our hand. Doesn't really do anything for us, though, obviously. We're sort of like out of spins now. The question is, like, can we either deck them or kill them, I guess? Alright, we're going to hardcast Grief. Let's actually hardcast Dismember first. Target this. Just cast it for black mana. They get to bolt something. We got a bunch of blockers in play, so they're going to bolt me. And then we're going to hardcast Grief. Look at their hand. Get some more triggers. Off Waste Not and Cress. Their hand is Fury, Reef, Shardless, Outburst. At this point, all permanents you own into your library. There are not many cards on top of your library. I mean, they have 2 Cascades. We can't even stop that anyway. Although, I don't think drawing a card really helps here either. It's probably just Fury, honestly. So they just can't like make better blocks and attacks and stuff. That makes us 2 zombies as well. Alright, yeah, sure. Take Fury. Trigger, get some zombies. They go to 5. And again, unfortunately, we're out here. We've exhausted our resources, and all we could do on this turn 4 was 12 zombies and a Grief. That's all we could do. That's the best we could do. So we say go. They get to spin their wheel again. Reef is not a May, so they could end up decking themselves with Risen Reef. They have to put the cards in, I believe. It just like happens. Yeah. Alright. They fetch. They have any lands left? They do. Do they have any glimpses left? 1, 2. Yeah, they have 1 left. They should have 3, I think. Oh no, I'm sorry. They have 3 in the graveyard. I don't know if they play 3 or 4. But I do think they're going to deck these Risen Reefs. It's 13 cards in deck. Unless I'm missing a way they have to like shuffle things back. Because the Glimpse will shuffle all their cards back in. But like, I mean, they just put them all back in play, I guess. And like, then what, you know? I don't know. Let's see what happens, I guess. I can't do anything. I'm a spectator at this point. So you do your thing. I did my thing. Let's see you do your thing. Here's Violent Outburst. So it looks like they're just not going to cascade into Glimpse and maybe just try and attack. I'm at 11, but I have a bajillion blockers. Yeah, they're trying to pump the squads up. All right. I mean, as long as I don't die here, they die in the backswing. So I'm pretty sure we win, right? We're at 11. I have like 14 blockers. Yeah, I block here and 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 here. Yes, looks pretty good to me. I don't see any trample or anything. So don't trample, do they? That would have sucked. I guess we'd be dead. We'd be dead anyway in that case, though. So, all right. Damage resolves, and they just lose. That was the craziest game of literally all time. I should cut that game out and make that game the video by itself and just get rid of all my other games because I don't know if any game can top that one. This is turn 5 too, by the way. This crazy combat, all opponents in play have it on turn 5. All right, so they are the spin the wheel combo deck. What do we want against them? Leyline don't do much. Tourach doesn't really do much. I don't have much against them, honestly. I guess like Fury can like keep their board small. Maybe, like, kinda. I would say our dead guns are pretty bad. Dismember was fine. It killed the 5/5. Fury. We definitely want to be on the combo end of things against them. I don't think just like playing a hollow one, attacking them is like a viable path to victory. Leyline doesn't really do anything, right? Yeah. I guess Tourach similar to Hollow One though. It's just like a creature that beats. I guess we can like kick it. So we do like on the draw especially, just like do this. I mean, kicking Tourach is like not the worst path of all time, right? So we do this. Fury. I don't know how good Fury actually is. But like if we get to turn 4, like kicking a Tourach is pretty awesome. Also, like you use Tourach off the mana from Waste Not, right? Like, it's having random things to do with black mana is kind of cool. Grief Wraith. Wraith loses a lot of its luster once the hollow ones are gone. Because it can make for a creature in the graveyard, but like we have a lot of ways to do that anyway, so let's do a third Tourach, maybe. Yeah, I think this is good. Let's do this. Alright, so I have no idea what they're going to board in. Obviously, they're locked to things that cost 3 or more because of Cascade, so I guess Force of Vigor is kind of good against us. So we have a Burning Inquiry, a Dismember, a Grief, and a Tourach. Opponent mulligans to 6. We have turn 1 Grief. We don't really want to cast like a Naked Inquiry. We want to have an enchantment. I guess we keep. It's not ideal, but maybe we'll even like just hold Grief on turn 1 and play Tourach as a 2/2 on turn 2, a 2/1 to start making the discard cards. It gives us a clock. You play a plant token, untap and draw another Burning Inquiry. Interesting. Yeah, I don't like the idea of just like casting Inquiry with like no potential value. Like now that our hollow ones are out, we're just like it's more of a combo piece than anything else. So I think we just play Mire and say go. Could also like Dismember this plant token if we're feeling super frisky, but trying to keep their permanent count down is somewhat relevant. All right. Don't seem to have much else. We're going to Tourach Grief them, pitching Tourach. Yeah, I'm gonna kill this. Am I? Nah, I'm not gonna kill this actually. They have like Risen Reef and Omnath and stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna like look at their hand anyway, so just get Blood Crypt tapped. So nope. Untap. Fury. Interesting. We're gonna shock in a land. Just cast the old Tourach the old-fashioned way. And then we're gonna Grief, pitching Tourach. Look at your hand. Their hand is Endurance, Foundation Breaker, Foundation Breaker. Haters. The haters are coming for my enchantments. These are 2/2s. This game got really weird. I guess this game's just gonna be Tourach. Just Tourach coast to coast, probably. I'll take the Endurance. You get a counter off of our trigger for Tourach, because whenever they discard a card, it gets a counter. And where should I go? Cavern, Foundation Breaker, Foundation Breaker. So we can double Burning next turn, just have like a 10/10 in play. I get Burning and Dismember too. It's like a 2-turn clock, honestly. Get Steam Vents, no Triumph, really? There's your Cavern Souls. And just say go. Untap and draw. Bloodbraid Marauder, but no, we have no Delirium. And honestly, we don't really want to cast this because I don't want to wheel them into a good hand, and we don't really have an effect out that does that yet. So maybe we just pitch Fury here, so I can cast Double Inquiry. Just Fury pitch, kill this. Obviously, it seems ridiculous to pitch 2 cards to kill an 0/1, but this is a 2-turn clock, and I would like to just kill them. So this seems really weird, but I think we're gonna do it. Pitch this. Target here. And burn it up. Burninate the countryside. Burning Inquiry. Each player draws 3 and discards 3 at random. Discard a Breaker, a Fury. So one of these breakers is gone. Unfortunately, we discarded the other Inquiry, which really sucks, actually. That's a pretty bad beat. But we're in for 6. Now we're like super all in. That was unfortunate. Obviously, you test then you test fate, and fate will come back to bite. So now we have a fort, like not a bad clock, not a good clock anymore. We had a really good clock, now we have a bad clock. Play Omnath here, maybe. All right, this is actually fine. We should kill the Omnath. So I put a land already. We draw a card. It's got pro white regardless, I guess. But so yeah, now we're like. If they were 12, it'd be a 2-turn clock, but it's actually more than that right now. So let's actually just fetch a swamp. So looking for some good draws here. Get this out of here. Four cards in hand, one of which is Foundation Breaker. Untap. 4 card types in the graveyard and draw a swamp. All right, well, much less exciting than last game, that's for sure. I guess we're just playing this land because we cascade into Wheel of Fate creature. We want to just have more land drops and more cards. So, all right, I mean, you're at 7. I have a 6-power creature in play. It ain't ideal, that's for sure. Last game was fireworks. This game is like the little snap pop things you buy from the ice cream man. You throw on the ground, you know. Used to love those. That was good. You buy the box and you just like open the box up and throw the entire box in the air at once and it would come down like. All right. Omnath number 2 is no good. All right. That's really, really bad. So looks like our opponent drew better off of our inquiry than we did, which is, is obviously occupational hazard for playing random discard effects. They gain 4 life and make a plant. Oh, we were screwed. Yeah. We need to draw a Bloodbraid Marauder like nowish. Wheel of Fate. Okay. Well, this. If we're going to suspend Wheel of Fate, the question is, do we attack anymore? I think we do. Yeah, let's attack. All right, so. Like, now Omnath just gains the life, so maybe I shouldn't even bother attacking. Just gonna gain the life back anyway with the Omnath. They just chump block with this thing. I don't know if that's right or not, but alright, whatever. Spend Wheel of Fate. So we have a Wheel of Fate on 4. and say go. So we'll do it the old-fashioned way. It's suspend. It's a long... 4 is a long time. It is a very long time. Gain 4 life with Omnath. And they... probably going to game 3, I would think. This game didn't really pan out too well for us. These Foundation Breakers are really annoying. Kill my enchantments. I like my enchantments. Oh no. Wave Sifter. No? What is this? I don't know what's happening. Oh, they have a Charlotte Agent. Oh, they're floating mana, sure. So they're going to glimpse with this any permanence. They glimpse into a Reef or Charlotte and 3 lands, which isn't even like that good. But now they get to like kind of keep doing their thing over and over again. So we'll see what happens. What am I going to do, you know? Sit back here and watch. So they get to have 3 mana floating. They have 6 mana total if they want it. 4 cards in hand. They're going to hardcast Foundation Breaker. Sure. Go on. Reef triggers. Crack the fetch. Tapped. Okay. And that's it. All right. That wasn't that bad. Down to 3. Now we draw a Street Wraith. All right, we're just going to cycle this, I guess. Cycle Street Wraith. Down to 12. We need to be aware of our own life total now. We draw a land too. So if I attack, they just like jump and attack back for a lot. Let me just stay back on defense here. Attack. They can take a few hits too. Just play lands so they go. I don't think that we're going to survive to this Wheel of Fate, if I had to guess, but, you know, we got something to look forward to, maybe, possibly, maybe. Their hand's got to be pretty bad. The old Glimpse of Tomorrow versus Wheel of Fate matchup. Play land. Well, here's a Shardless. Here they go again. Glimpse of Tomorrow. And this time they get an Endurance, a Risen Reef, a Shardless, and 4 lands. Now I get to nuke my graveyard, so Bloodbraid Marauder is no longer a good out. But they aren't really, like, getting anywhere great, honestly. Like, so you have 2 more Reef triggers, but... All right. Gonna hit me, I assume. No, they're going for themselves. Interesting. They're gonna leave my Delirium intact. Wow, that's very surprising. So, crack fetch down to 12. This deck takes a lot of game actions, huh? Jeez. Shock and Stomping Ground. Play Violent Outburst. Hardcast Endurance. Sure. All right, so that was their plan. They just have 2 Endurances. Sure. So our graveyard's gone. And now we are just chipping a chair. No graveyard, no hand. We're going to untap or suspend down to 2. We're going to draw Blackcleave Cliffs and just say go. Groundhog Day over here. And now if they attack with everything, we take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Five cards in hand. So next turn's 2. Next turn's 1. And then next turn 0. Oh my god, it's so far away. There's so many turns. Alright, here comes the crew. Down to 4. We can draw Fury. Hardcast Fury and just kill some stuff. Stay alive here. They can have their own Fury to kill my thing. 4's a long time. All right, down to 1. So next turn, if we can survive, hardcast Street Wraith. That does survive. If they've got nothing, we will live to see our Wheel of Fate turn. Perhaps. They have to have actual nothing, which seems very difficult, but... Here we go. They have something. And step endurance, that kills us. All right, game 3. All right. Yeah, anyway, that game was a little more all than I would have liked to be, but that's okay. Endurance is kind of annoying against our delirium stuff, but now we're back on the play. Maybe the hollow ones come back in. The Fury seem kind of bad, honestly. They're just like try and kill them on the play. And then as far as Dead Gone goes, 2 Tourachs over 2 Dead Gones. I like that. I'm in. So let's try this again. Yeah, Fury. I feel like by the time they have stuff in play, if it's worth Furying, we're like already behind. So on the play, we've got Double Wraith, Grief, Hollow 1, Wheel of Fate. So we have turn 1 Hollow 1 plus Grief. In theory here, if we draw any black card we want to discard. And it's not great, but turn 1 Hollow 1 Grief is pretty good. I'll keep this. All right, that can be anything, right? So they reveal a Chancellor of the Forge. So you may reveal this card in opening hand. If you do, they start off with a 1/1 in play, which is adorable. And it has like when ETBs make goblins. Yeah, sure. All right, so we are going to Cycle Wraith. Land. Cycle Wraith. Black card. Grief. That figures. All right. We're gonna Grief. And look at your hand. What do you got? They've got... Yikes. Fury, Foundation Breaker, Chancellor, Outburst. Just take the Outburst. Fury, yeah, their hand's pretty good, unfortunately. Alright, so we play Cliffs, and we cast the Hollow one. Now we got like nothing left here. They can just Fury or Foundation Breaker to kill this. Yeah. That's not great. Suspend the wheel again, I guess. I'm trying to go that route. Phyrexian Goblin Token. Alright, so evoke the Fury. There goes my Hollow one. I mean, it ended up being a hand, but Tourach, right? But they play Misty also. So their hand now is Island Foothills Breaker card. Time for one. We draw a Waste Not. The problem is they just have Foundation Breaker in their hand. So, like, even just playing Waste Not feels like it's not cool. Yeah. Let's just play Cliffs and play Suspend the Wheel. So, there you go. We can try and get this Breaker out of their hand or try and hold Waste Not and draw Burning Agree or something like that. End step, fetch Forest. Wow. Really? Why Forest? Scared of Blood Moon, maybe? Island. Wave Sifter for 2 permanents. All right. You just like not draw a Cascade card. That'd be really, really cool. I'd appreciate that. Attack for 1. Burning Inquiry off the top. Bloodbraid Marauder. Only 2 cards. Well, now it's only 2 card types, but if they kill my enchantment, it'll be Delirium. The problem is, like, we just have a naked Marauder, which doesn't really do that much. We need to have one of our pieces in play, usually. Creature, artifact, land. I guess we just cast it. Like, if we had a way, if we already had Delirium, we could just hold this, try and draw land, and go Waste Not Marauder the same turn. But right now we're like pretty far from Delirium also, so let's just cast the Waste Not. Cast Waste Not, say go. Next turn we'll have Delirium, and we can maybe fire off the Marauder and see what happens, or we'll just go from there. Foothills Breaker. Get Blood Crypt. Alright, so we have Delirium. We have Marauder. Again, I don't really love the idea of casting a wheel here because they just will get a full stepping card hand and be able to use it before us. But 2 cards in hand and a clue. Made them waste their mana so they couldn't clue at least. Wheel goes down to 2. We draw another Blackcleave Cliffs. Yeah, I don't think wheeling here is very good for us. Let's just say go. I think the goal is to wheel next turn. Luckily, if we get lucky, we'll draw Waste Not or the Caress. Otherwise, we'll just wheel next turn, try and draw it, and then hit the wheel next turn with it in play. Foundation Breaker is pretty gross against us because they can, like, every time they loop through their combo, they can kill our enchantments. Which is pretty nasty. All right. Wheel goes to 1. Draw. Dismember. Giving them 7 cards is pretty shady, but we could also cascade into a Burning Inquiry. Alright, so they have Endurance, but they didn't think to like preemptively do it, so this allowed me to cascade. They're going to cast Endurance thinking to get to Cascade, or they think they get to stop my Cascade. Nope, they're going to draw a clue, actually. They're going to draw off a clue in response to a possible wheel. Doesn't seem smart. Okay. Clock's ticking, friend. Crack the fetch, sure. Down to 15. It's fun too because like we don't know what we're getting here. We don't know if we're getting a an inquiry or a wheel. Obviously, odds slightly favor the inquiry, but just gonna get a land tapped, sure. Cascade into a wheel. All right, I'm casting it. Here we go. This might be bad news, but all right, we've drawn. They discarded Breaker, Beseju, Sifter, draw 7 cards. We draw Hollow One, a Waste Not, Tourach, Grief. Okay, so I get to Waste Not, and then let's see. Hollow One currently costs. It'd be free actually. We get to play Waste Not on play land, fetch, play Waste Not, and then grief them. Grief is obviously pretty huge here. Their hand is Fury, Omnath, Reef, lands, but no, what's it called? No Cascader. Take Omnath here so they can't make more mana. Take the Omnath. And we get a zombie. And I can't cast these hollow ones, right? Because they cost like 1,000,000. They cost 3 each, yeah. Alright. Sure. And I guess we just say go. Their hand is Reef. Yeah, lands, Fury, and Risen Reef. They play a mountain. They're just going to cast Fury. Sure. The Reefs are still in hand. The Reefs are going away now. Because now we have a wheel coming next turn also. Sure. No blocks. All right. We're going to get a lot of zombies and a lot of mana here. So we actually... Yeah, we can't really... We could like try and cycle these in response. It doesn't do anything though, so... Cast Wheel of Fate. Each player's cards discard creatures and lands. We draw Tourach, Architects, Wheel of Fate again. Unfortunately, these waste knots are in the upkeep, but I can cycle these Architects at will, which is kind of cool. So cycle this for free. Cycle this for free. Bloodbraid Marauder. Okay. Now we're talking. Unfortunately, we're out of wheels, but it's still good for a thingy. So let's draw for... Sucks we lose our thing, but draw Caress. Oh my god. I have a swamp left. Tourach. So he goes... I think we just go Caress, Marauder. Keep the Tourach in our hand and try and get some mana to Tourach them also. Because we'll have Waste Knot. We're only going to Inquiry, we're not going to Wheel, but Caress, Marauder, Cascade, cast Burning Inquiry. We keep the Tourach, discard another wheel. Creature, mana, creature, lose life. So he gets mana, we draw a card. It's another Caress. Oh my god. And we can be an Inquiry too. Are we gonna win here? I think we might have the win. Caress again. Inquiry. More black. Oh my god. That was awesome. That was so cool. So, yeah, that I have no words. I have no words at all. That was probably the most ridiculous match of Magic I've played this year. Perhaps. Absolutely wild one. Do the like, comment, subscribe stuff. Hit the buttons. And you can engage with the content because that was freaking awesome. Oh boy. Waste Not indeed. This hand's pretty awesome. We're going to keep this. We have turn 1 Hollow 1 off Double Wraith, and then turn 2 Waste Not. And our hand could be anything. Could even be a boat. So we're going to keep this. We're on the play. And let's rock and roll. So let's start this off with just a Wraith. So Wraith. Cycle. Pay 2, draw 2. Caress. Awesome. Cycle. Draw 2. Burning Inquiry. We're going to hold on to this. Normally you cast 1 on turn 1 to try and cast Hollow, but we've already discarded 2 cards. So let's get a Swamp and cast Hollow 1. We do need to be aware of our life total. We just paid a bunch of life for that. So turn 1 Hollow 1. Simple as that. And then turn 2 will probably be Waste Not. And then ideally we draw a land. We go Caress plus Inquiry. Dark Steel, Citadel, Ornithopter. This is a little awkward. Because Affinity dumps its hand really, really well. Which makes the discardy effects a little weird. But alright, so you see a main deck Relic and a Welding Jar. Alright, we drew a land. Sick. So we get to go land. Waste Not. Attack for 4. I should attack first, but whatever. It doesn't actually matter. So in for 4. And now next turn we're all rolled up. Next turn is going to be Blood Crypt, Caress, Inquiry. Unfortunately, the relic makes it harder to cascade, but here's Urza's Sega. Another drum. 2 cards left. And not much else going on. All right, so there's Bloodbraid Marauder. It's going to be hard to maraud, I guess, with the relic in play, but they can always... I guess, actually, they can't respond to the Marauder because the Cascade will go off immediately as I cast the spell. So if I have Delirium and I cast Bloodbraid Marauder, there's no chance for them to respond with the relic, which that's actually pretty cool. So let's attack for 4 first and see what happens. Hollow One's in. And then this is going to be a wacky turn. So we have no idea what we're going to draw or what's going to happen. And then we're going to get a bunch of effects off their stuff too. So let's play Liliana's Caress. And let's spin the freaking wheel. I said let's spin the freaking wheel. Blood Crypt. Shock. Here we go. Burning Inquiry. Each player draws 3 and discards 3 at random. In response. Oh my god, no. Oh god, don't do this to me. I cannot believe this. I really don't like them. Alright, fine. I cannot pay for the thing. Fine, whatever, sure. Now I'm very sad. But that's okay. They're going to exile a card from my graveyard. It lands the easiest to replace. That sucks. Not happy. Very, very unhappy. Metallic Rebuke, very rude. Now they have Saga tokens too. Alright, well, let's untap and let's draw an Architects of Will. We can always just gone the token. So I guess we're just gonna like ride that train. So let's just stack with the Hollow One. They'll make a token, we'll gone it. I guess if I have another Rebuke, we're in trouble, but I mean, what am I gonna do? So make a 7/7. We'll gun it. You're a gunner. And this main deck Relics is actually kind of screwing us. So we'd have Delirium for this if they didn't have the Relic. We have instant sorcery creature and land. Yeah, so we'd have Delirium, but we're gonna exile the creature because we have a artifact right here. So in theory, if they don't Relic us at sorcery speed, I get to cycle Architects and cast Bloodbraid with Cascade, which would be awesome. So, Construct. Gonna sack their Saga and get a Shadow Spear. Okay. Play Citadel. Play Mem Knight. So this literally just comes down to, will they play around my Cascade or not? Shadow Spear goes on the Ornithopter. Powerful. Attack for 1 lifelink. Powerful. All right, it's got to be a pretty good one here. So, I guess the only problem is that cascading into a wheel doesn't do much because they don't have any cards in their hand. So we're gonna draw Grief, cycle Architect, and again, right now we have Artifact. All right, they didn't do it, so they didn't Relic us. So now we can cast Marauder with the Delirium Cascade. The problem, of course, is that, you know, what's going to happen otherwise. I think I want to just draw 7 new cards because we don't want to play this land tapped or with Grief. So here we go. It's Cascade time. And Cascade on a stack. Thank you for not relicking me. I appreciate that. And we're going to hit Wheel of Fate. So the problem, of course, is that we're just going to draw 7 and they will also draw 7, which might be bad for us, but we're going to lose next turn anyway. So cast the wheel. And now we draw 2 Blackcleave Cliffs. Oh, that's gross. And Dismember. Yeah, that was terrible. We didn't even draw a land we can cast a spell with. The ideal draw was just literally just land Burning Inquiry. That's what we were looking for. Yeah, it's awful. All right, well, I guess Wraith me. We drew the remaining 2 Wraiths. There's Stomping Ground. But now we need to draw an Inquiry also. Caress. Yeah, that was tough. All right. Well, that stinks. I imagine this is not a very good matchup because obviously they empty their hand so fast, as we saw. If that wheel, if they had like 3 cards in their hand, And we could trigger Waste Not a few times. We could have really gone off there, but we were not able to do that. So, all right. They got us this game. Let's hop on over to the sideboard, where we got some Ancient Grudges. There were Shattering Sprees in the original list, but that screws up your Bloodbraid Marauder, so I wanted to remove those for a different artifact hate card. Shatterstorm's kind of cool too, but I thought Grudge would be nice with the fact that we're just discarding cards a lot too. So the Grudges come in, and does Fury come in also? That is the question. I would say Grief is not too good here, because their hand's often just empty. Fury... I mean, Fury can definitely kill some stuff. Fury, Wraith, let's see. Architect of Will. That Relic is probably just a one-up. They just happen to draw. So our graveyard shouldn't be under too much duress. Liliana's Caress is... It's awkward because, their hand's often just so empty. Fury, Fury, Fury. Let's go down on Wraiths. Makes Hollow One awkward too, but shave like Wraith Architect. Yeah, let's try this. All right, try this again. On play. That's a promising start for that game too, you know? All right, double Hollow One, no enablers. We're gonna mulligan this hand. Mulligan to Grudge, Caress, Waste Not. Sure, we can keep this. Keep this, and got the third land? I don't think so. So we'll just go like this. We can dead them, we can grudge them, get a green source, ship of Cliffs, and I would say we're likely to cast a dead on turn 1, so let's play the Dead Gun. Try and keep them off their critical mass. That was a brutal counterspell in the early game there. Memnite. Dead it. And untap and play Waste Not. Ooh, it's Burning Inquiry too. All right. We're rolled up again. We get Stomping Ground. Yeah. Shock that in, cast Waste Not. Memnite again. Springleaf Drum. Frogmite. No lands. All right. Let's draw a land here. Just Grudge, I think. Bloodbraid Marauder. We currently have instant and land. Just like casting Shatter on Springleaf Drum is not particularly appealing. We could just Burning Inquiry. The thing is, like, if they discard, let's say they don't have any lands. If they draw a land and discard it, we get mana. Almost all our lands tap are black. I'm gonna leave the green up. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Inquiry. If we discard the Grudge, it's good also. We'll just cast Inquiry. And then maybe we'll get black too. I'll just do it. I'll just fire it off. And if we draw a land, we can Marauder maybe too. Alright, so we discarded Hollow One, Marauder, Inquiry. We drew a Hollow One. They discarded Memnite, Shadow Spear, Memnite. So we get 2 creatures and a card. We draw another Ancient Grudge. Alright, so we have a free Hollow One here. We had Delirium, but we discarded the Bloodbraid Marauder. And I guess this is fine. I'm just going to say go. So, unfortunately, we would have loved it if they discarded a land or if we drew a land. But neither of those happened, but still pretty good for us. You know, ideally we would have gotten 2 black, cast the Caress also, but they draw land, and they cast Thoughtcast. Alright, so now we're starting to do their thing. So we're off of grudging the drum now because they have mana, and we're actually have the grudge for the payoffs. Alright, Dubs Thoughtcast. Plenty of cards in hand now, that's for sure. So they were trying to cast Mirror Enforcer. You saw the casting thing right there? And they only have 6. So we drew a land. But then the question is, how good is land here, actually? Now you can grudge flashback, but, you know, that's like, okay, I guess. I would say we're just going to attack with everything. And it'll probably just grudge the drum and the Frogmite. Just try and keep their permanent count low, because they're obviously trying to cast the Mirror Enforcer last turn. So let's crack this, get a Swamp. And just go Shatter. Shatter. Trying to keep that permanent count down. Urza's Sega. Springleaf Drum. I think they're fully online now. They are 12 though, so you have 8 power in play. There's your Salamander Mirror Enforcer. Alright, so we're gonna untap and just keep casting grudges. They could have rebuke here, obviously, but that's like fine. So we're going to grudge the companion. Ooh. Gonna float a blue. Alright, we're gonna move to combat. What's that blue gonna do for you? Nothing. 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 Attack for 8. We're just gonna go land Magrim. Or Liliana's Caress. Magrim for all the boomers out there. There's a card back in the day. It was a fan favorite card of Magrim. It's the exact same card, but it costs 3. And everyone loved that card. Wasn't very good though. So we're gonna fetch Swamp. And just cast Caress. And now they are dead to a great many things. And so go. So we have 8 power in play, no cards in hand. We have a Grudge in the graveyard, and then we draw any one of our like discardy effects. They take a whole bunch. Saga number 2, most notably the Shadow Spear is already in the graveyard, which is actually a pretty huge game for us. So untap and draw a Catacombs, not ideal. Attack with everything. Just gonna grudge the token that they make. Yeah. Grudge, yeah. I like Ancient Grudge. 1 blue. Of course, we have 3 mana up to pay for the mana leak. So rebuke. I'll pay. Thank you. Still dead. It's also just tapped anyway, so. And all right. We're going to, I don't see reason to play the Catacomb. Let's pass turn. All right, so they're at 4. They can make a Construct, but they're currently dead on board. What are they going to go get? They get a drum, they can make another one, right? Three cards in hand. A little bricky the last few draw steps. Definitely need to draw a spell or two to try and finish this game out. They're going to get an Ornithopter. They can play a land, use that for mana, make another token. Maybe, we'll see. Urza's Saga, this is unreal. It's so crazy how good this card is. There's your island. So now they have the ability to make 2 6/6s. So our attacks don't really work anymore. We draw another Waste Not. All right. Again, them binning Shadow Spear early is probably going to win us this game because we've bricked off pretty hard here in the mid game. We can't really attack anymore. So play Waste Not, say go. Yeah, not drawing a relevant spell for a number of turns here. Instead, make a token, untap, and they might get Relic, honestly, and turn off my Bloodbraid Marauder out. They're actually not going to make a token? Wow. They're going to get Ginger Brute. They have a Plating also. Well, this game sure turned around. All right. Yeah, that kind of sucks. And now the thing is unblockable. It's an 11 power creature. Sure. So we're still drawing to Burning Inquiry or Marauder for Burning Inquiry. Or I guess, you know what? Maybe I should play the land actually, because if we end up casting a Wheel of Fate, I want to play extra land. I should play the land. Okay. We'll note that for future games. All right. I mean, they're just gonna let me block. It's interesting. I guess they have the fly. We just need to block everything, so whatever. Because otherwise the flyer kills us next turn. I mean, we're just dead next turn anyway. I think. I don't think it actually matters, but All right, so here we go. Probably better to put the plating on the Thopter, honestly. Just get a relic. Get a relic, draw a card, turn off my graveyard. Seems like a much better play, but all right, here we go. We need one of our hits. Nope. All right. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a great matchup for us. Definitely could draw a little better. Hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? This is a nice little hand we have here. We got Waste Not, Inquiry, Dead Gone. Keep this. The Wraith. Interesting here. Do we Wraith or not? We don't really have any turn 1 plays, honestly. The only benefit to Wraithing would be like if we like Wraith 2 Wraiths in a row to hollow one. Which I guess is possible, right? I guess there's always a reason to wait. Sure, let's Wraith, whatever. So Wraith, and we hit a Grief. I guess it's somewhat of a reason to Wraith also, but yeah, we're not going to cast a Grief. So, play lands, take up. We have the ability to Dead Gone or play a tap land, play Waste on turn 2, and then fire up the Inquiry on turn 3. Waste Not. I haven't played against a Ledger Shredder yet, unfortunately. Ledger Shredder is a fun card when you have a Waste Not in play because they connive nonstop and you get effects off it over and over again. Catacombs. Crack it. Please don't Thoughtseize me. Ah, crap. Play Ragavan. Red, not black. There we go. Oh, that's... Wait, okay. That's gangster. An old school Seal of Fire. I love it. Card used to see a lot of play when Lurrus was legal. Because it plays well with Lurrus, but Lurrus, of course, is banned. It's a cool, like, Delirium-y card. It's an extra card type for Delirium and stuff. But Seal of Fire, awesome. Love it. Get a Blood Crypt. We told my opponent that Lurrus is banned. You know, it's fine, though. It's cool. All right, so we're going to untap. And really hoping for no discard spell. Maybe like a Wrenn on turn 2 or something like that. We're going to draw a Grief. That's awesome. Awesome. Shock. Waste Not. Grief. Good grief. And now I get to make sure that my Inquiry goes off without a hitch next turn, and even get some value off my Waste Not too. So it's dead. And their hand is Tarmogoyf, Suroff Realm Eater, Kolaghan's Command. So pretty boomer Jundy hand here. K Command doesn't do much against us, honestly. Tarmogoyf's pretty big. Let's take Tarmogoyf here. We get a zombie. Take K Command. We take K Command, we draw a card, but yeah, let's take the Tarmogoyf. So I guess Suroff Realm Eater like could possibly kill my enchantments too, but that's fine. We have Dead Gone. We're good. Tarmogoyf's pretty big. Get a zombie, stay go. I guess Suroff kills the zombies too. Maybe that was wrong. Suroff is like looks like a standard card, but I guess it is good against my enchantments and the zombies. Get a 2/2 and stay go. Next turn we're gonna have Burning Anchor anyway, so. Waste Not trigger on a stack, making a zombie. Trying to at least. Once read my cards, maybe. My cards are pretty sweet. I'd read them too. So their hand is Catacombs, Barrenmoor, Suroff, Triome, Kolaghan's Command. Still am mad about them not calling these Triomes, honestly. And play Triome, say go. Again, Barrenmoor, if they channel it or cycle it, I get mana. Doesn't really do much for us, I guess, but just cool. Like, there's so many random effects that involve discarding cards that you wouldn't think about as being discard that trigger Waste Not, which is really cool. Super fun card, Waste Not. All right, untap and draw. We are going to draw a Liliana's Caress. Okay, I was going to try and hold on my cards, try and hold on the Dead Gone for the Suroff, but now we're just playing the freaking Caress and going for it. So play this. Play Caress. And I guess we actually should have attacked first in my seal now, but whatever. Read more on my card. This one's a little more simple than this card is, you know? And we're going to attack for 1. 2, sorry. Zombie. And then we're going to fire up the Burning Inquiry. So each player draws 3 and then discards 3 at random. Obviously, we love the discards here. See what happens. Spin the wheel. All right. They discarded 3 lands, which is not very good for us, I guess. They discarded the Cliffs, Foothills, and Catacombs. So their hand is Kolaghan's Command, Seraph, Baron Moor, 2 cards. So we get a bunch of mana we can't use. And then we discarded our stuff. We got Dismember, though. It's fine. All right, so we have a bajillion mana we can't use here. Finding an outlet for the waste not mana is like a kind of a desire, honestly. I think that might be pretty nice. So they take 6. This is the worst case scenario. We wanted zombies or we wanted cards here. So that was not ideal. We have 6 black mana floating. We're just going to go. Kind of a whiskey. We have Delirium for Bloodbraid Marauder, though, so that's good. Play Catacombs. Okay. They play Seraph here, which we have Dismember, which is great. So get a Forest. And play Seraph. The Realm Eater, if you're unfamiliar, this is ever a permanent opponent controls put into a battlefield, it gets counter on it. And your upkeep, you can remove counters to Pernicious Deed everything. Actually exiles it too, so. Powerful effect as far as killing tokens and more things, because it kills tokens every turn anyway. You remove 0 counters, but we have Dismember, so it's good for us. Looking to draw a discard effect. All right. Saying go. Seal Fire's in play. Dismember's in hand for us. We need to draw something useful here. And we draw... Oh, the Bloodbraid Marauder. We did it. All right. Sick. Let's dismember this. And let's freaking cast Bloodbraid Marauder and let it ride. We are currently a coin flip to hit an Inquiry or a Wheel, but both are really good. So kill that. This grows the Realm Eater to a 4/4, and then it just dies, which is fine. And here's the Bloodbraid Marauder. Let it ride. Cascade. Trigger into, I like a Wheel, but Inquiry's fine. Here's Inquiry. Each player draws cards. They discarded a Baron Moor, a K-Command, and a Lightning Bolt. So now I get to draw 2 cards. And I get to make 2 black mana, and they discard those 8 life or 6 life. So they go down to 2. We draw Wheel of Fate, Swamp. Unfortunately, it doesn't really do much for us, so sure. With a red source, we could have suspended Wheel of Fate, but still a pretty good spot to be in, all things considered. Goodbye, K-Command. Goodbye, Baron Moor. Don't want to be cycling that Baron Moor with a Liliana's Caress in play at 2 life. Marauder. Sure. So discard my Wheel of Fate. 9/2. They gotta kill my Marauder here. Maybe K-Command would be good in this deck. It's just as a way to like recur the Marauder over and over again. Caress again. Attack. K-Command can also make them discard too, which is kind of cute. But the idea is looking for a card that's like just playable by itself. That can also recur Marauders. Keep this thing, sure. And just play Caress and say go. So they can't besiege you with a single Caress. So we just need to make them discard 1 card to win the game. That's all we got to do before they kill us. They have 2 cards in hand. They didn't play Goy for anything last turn, so they're going to crack these Catacombs, get down to 1. They are. Boon up. All right, so untap and draw. Inquiry, Bloodbraid Marauder, Hollow One. Cycle it. You can do better. Cycle. I love it. We've cycled Hollow One more than casting it this entire league, which is definitely a count against the card for sure. I think we've asked Hollow One like 2 times, cycled it like a bunch more, so. All right, F6. Would be embarrassing to lose this game. Nile Spellbomb? That hurts our, so now we don't want to draw Marauder anymore. That sucks. All right. Sure. Sheoldred's also a possible card for this deck. Just like a good card in general. Plays well with the wheel effects. A little expensive, but it's also a card you can cast off Waste Not Mana, which is kind of cool. Uh-oh. All right, well, now they have a 2-turn clock in play, and we're drawing Bloodbraid Marauder 100% this turn. Like 110%. Why would you do this? There's no reason to stop my upkeep. Let me draw my card. I just want to see what it is. Oh, all right, sure. So they go. They have 3 cards in hand, so unless I somehow don't have another blocker or a removal spell, we're waiting for next turn. Four cards, Tarmogoyf. No blocks, Dial Lightning Bolt. I'm in. Can't block anyway, so no choices to be made here. Yep, they got the bolt. All right. Woo! I'm pretty sad we lost that. Oh, it's Heat. Never mind. We still alive? No, they have bolt too. All right, so I'm a little sad we lost this game. We definitely were in a pretty good spot, but kind of just bricked. But that's okay. Try the next one. So I would say there's not really much I want to do here, honestly. Like, Tourach's like just okay. Fury's not great either. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back, honestly. Like, Leyline isn't good because, like, doesn't stop Tarmogoyf, obviously. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. Dead is, like, kind of required for Ragavan, I think. Yeah. Who, boy, this hand could be anything. It's hard to keep this hand. It's pretty hard to keep this hand. Like, if we draw, like, land spell, our hand's pretty bad. It has to be like 2 good spells off the Wraiths to make this hand good. So we're gonna mulligan. Ugh. Give me 1 land, I snap keep this hand, but we're on the play. Yeah, we can't keep this. All right, so we're gonna mulligan again. Mulligan to, okay, keep this. Ship Hollow One and land. It's not great. This might be spin the wheel kind of inquiry hand, honestly. Yeah, this is just turn 1 inquiry and just let it ride. Hope it's triple Thoughtseize, triple recall. Opponent's on my upkeep again. Alright, so let's just do it. We're gonna do it now because, like, I think our best chance to win is just, like, for them to discard their lands and not be able to cast any spells or whatever. Just get really lucky because if they Thoughtseize us, our hand's terrible. Our hand's just terrible anyway. So inquiry, and we discard Dismember. We have 2 lands and a Marauder. It's not great. They discarded Heat Channeler lands, so it's unlikely to have screwed their hand too bad. All right. We're close to Delirium. We have land, instant sorcery. Say creature's one of the easier ones for us to put in the graveyard, so. One red for Dragon Rage Channeler. Alright. Alright. Caress is cool. Now we're stopping on our draw step. Yeah. They have a surgical, maybe? Is that what this is? You wouldn't dare. Those who didn't know, you can like type in the these windows for some reason. They can't see it, obviously, but all right. They didn't do anything. Cool. So play land, play caress, I go. Once the timer comes back, and it comes back, but just funny. Just it's been like that for years on Magic Online. They never fixed that bug. Doesn't really affect anything, so it's kind of whatever, I guess, but Raging Ravine. It's been a long time, my friend. 1 red, Seal of Fire. Love it. If they sack it, they have Delirium. So we're going to draw Street Wraith or Architect of Will. Get Delirium and cast Bloodbraid Marauder. Yeah, there we go. All right, they're going for it. The aggro Seal of Fire. I do respect the old school Seal of Fire, too. Nemesis border, sweet. All right. It's their turn, too. All right, here we go. Wraith. Caress. All right, so one of the odds they're playing Liliana on their deck. We risk getting our Bloodbraid Marauder Liliana. I guess we can't use it anyway right now, so whatever. Saying go. Wish they could see it. That'd be pretty funny, honestly. Red, black. Oh, Groxa, no. All right, well, they're making me discard. That's rude. They're beating me in my own game here. All right, well, now we just draw a new Marauder and go off that way. So, all right, here's Groxa. We're at 11. Nile Spellbomb too. That turns off our Bloodbraid Marauder out. Ugh. Maybe they won't pop it. Because again, the Marauder, it's on cast for Cascade, so they can't Spellbomb. They have to preemptively Spellbomb. Oh god, give me a Marauder, please. Please give me the Marauder. Please. Well, no, they're going to pop it on their turn, so. Why do they just keep stopping my draw step? Dark Confidant? What year is it? All right, play lands. There you go. Play tapped Barrenmoor. I guess they don't want to pay 4 life to draw a card, really. Tarmogoyf. Yep. Sports Center alert. Down to 5. All right. Upkeep crack. Going to 4. Here's the swamp. Big draw. That's the way it's not. All right. Yeah. All right. Not a very good match, fortunately. All right, so kind of a rough run there. We had some pretty fun, crazy games, but all in all, this deck needs some work. It's a super clever bit of deck building, and it's Dylan MTG's deck, not my list. Very, very clever bit of deck building with Bloodbraid Marauder and stuff. But I feel like the deck has a few too many moving parts in it. Mostly the Bloodbraid Marauders and the hollow ones. I think there's probably a really cool deck based around Burning Inquiry and Waste Not, because the combination of is very, very powerful. And the fact that Waste Not is just like casually good against like Ledger Shredder and some cards already that see play is pretty cool as well. But I think there's just a few too many moving parts in this deck to make it a reliable enough, even just for fun play. They need some work. So maybe we'll work on it in a future video or a future article or something like that. But still a pretty fun, crazy ride. Hope you had a good time. And that's it for me. I'm done. So Jim Davis, I'm out, and I'll see you next time here on CoolStuffInc.com for my Monday video. Have a good one, folks. Check out CoolStuffInc.com. Promo code Jim5, 5% off your order as usual. Free content every weekday. Y'all great. Have a good one, folks.